Alright, so I am starting this Clear2Land add-on. It's a new career add-on and I'm not just going to mess around with random flights like before. So this one actually tracks everything like progression, jobs, licenses and all that. And we actually have to build up the hours, earn certificates and take contracts. So the economy stuff, maintenance and reputations are quite good in this one. Right, so let's take our first training flights because I just started this career. See where it takes us from now, right?
And you went with the Comanche for this?
Yeah, that's the one I'll be flying anyway, so I'd rather just start here.
Most people don't. They give themselves something slower first. Something that lets mistakes sit for a second before they matter.
Wait, so you're saying that this doesn't, Anyway, just watch me handle this plane. This is actually quite nice. I'll just follow this river down south and we'll be flying VFR all the way. And we have this river as our landmark, so it will be an easy flight for us. Well, for today, we'll just follow this river all the way down. It's gonna be the flight for today. I don't want to overload myself with the first VFR flight.
Fair, but there's a trade-off. When you simplify navigation like that, you tend to give less attention to everything else.
Well, I have you here to keep an eye out for me, right?
It's fine for today, but I won't always be there for you.
That looks like rain ahead. Kind of patchy though.
Yeah, You can see how it's breaking up around the edges. Just local patches. Those are the kind that catch people out. They don't look serious enough to plan around, so you just keep going.
It's not like a full wall or anything blocking our way. I think it should be fine for us.
You didn't really think about going around there. Most VFR pilots probably wouldn't push through that. They'd just drift a little left or right, keep visual with the ground, stay out of the murk.
I mean, it should be fine to go through, right? It's not that thick and it's not that heavy rain.
If you're flying properly VFR, yeah. The whole idea is you stay in conditions where you can actually see and orient yourself. Once you lose that, you're not really flying VFR anymore.
At least the river is still here, makes it easy to pick things up. And I've got the VOR set up here as well, so...
You tune them, but you're not really using them. That's what you said about the flight plan. You're building a lot of safety nets for someone who says they want to fly VFR properly.
I just don't want to get lost on the first flight. It would be embarrassing.
You won't. Most VFR pilots today will have GPS up, even if they're not flying it directly. It gives you position and airspace awareness. It's just too useful to ignore. But they're still looking outside most of the time. Landmarks, roads, rivers, things that confirm what the GPS is telling them. It's actually how people used to do it before all the tech. Follow something big, something obvious, and build your picture from there. This stretch of river you're following, it's the west branch of the Susquehanna. Most of the towns down there only exist because of it.
In what way?
It's early 1800s. They used the river to move timber down to bigger settlements. Whole industries built around just floating logs downstream, places like Lock Haven, Jersey Shore. They grew because of that. Do you know Jersey Shores? The name came from settlers who missed the actual shore. You can still see the pattern from up here. Towns hugging the river, roads following the same path. You're basically tracing the same route people have been using for a couple hundred years.
It's kinda nice flying like this though. You know, we're just following something that we can see outside rather just staring at the screen the whole time.
It is, you're looking outside more.
Isn't that the point of VFR?
Part of it. The other part is knowing where you are without needing something this obvious.
So you think I'm cheating, don't you?
I think you're simplifying, which is useful, until it isn't.
Well, if I want to do this properly, like flying a proper VFR, what should I change?
You'd still use the river, but you wouldn't depend on it. You'd know where you are without it. You'd be checking your position against other things. Towns, roads, maybe a VOR radial, maybe a glance at GPS. And you'd avoid putting yourself in situations where all of that disappears at once. VFR done well isn't about having one method. It's about having multiple ways to confirm the same thing. Closer to where the river actually matters.
Meaning?
Earlier on, it was mostly just towns. Down here, though, it starts turning into infrastructure. Rail lines, industry, power plants, bigger stuff.
Well, it mattered before, doesn't it?
Do you see the bridge up ahead? That's the Rockville Bridge. Funny thing is, it doesn't even look that old from up here. Been there well over 100 years. Apparently, it's the longest bridge of its kind. Hard to believe when you're just passing over it like this. And the whole thing's stone. 48 arches, built all that time ago. And it's still hauling trains across the river every day like it never stopped. Look ahead. You see how the river breaks there? That's 3 Mile Island Nuclear Generating Station. Not somewhere you drift over by accident.
Hey, let's take a look around it.
You're adding a detour now.
New York Center, Coyote 602, flight level 360. Coyote 602, New York Center, copy.
It's a strange place. It's just sitting there in the middle of the river like that.
Most people only know the place because of what happened there back in 1979. Partial meltdown at 3 Mile Island. Biggest nuclear incident the US ever had. Didn't help the reputation much. Didn't destroy the plant or anything dramatic like people imagine. But it changed a lot though. How these places are run, how people look at nuclear power, all of that shifted after this one. Whole industry got a lot more careful. Funny thing about this place,
What?
from up here, it looks calm. You wouldn't guess anything ever went wrong.
Well, alright, time's up. I think we should probably head back in. Here we're a little bit too high and we're not lined up perfectly, but I'll try to make this stick. But this is definitely not a stable approach. Alright, just keeping this steady. Alright, touchdown. Nice job. Exit next available taxiway, Piper 34 Romeo. Well, look, is that jet going to wait for me, or am I going to go in front of it?
Piper 34 Romeo, contact ground 121.7, good day.
Alright, we'll park up, shut everything down. Maybe we can even see the jet take off.